What's going on, guys, and welcome to bullgearrc videos. So in my last video, I kind of found out about midway through the video that there's actually a light controller in the Axial SCX24 V2 electronics. Why Axial didn't utilize that, I don't know, but we are going to utilize this. Like I said in the last video, this isn't something that I discovered on my own. This is something that Chris Zuwali over at Micro Scale Obsessions showed me, and it's pretty cool. So to get into this thing, we're gonna do it completely, turn signals, tail lights, the whole thing. So I wanted to do this with the least amount of parts as possible and make it the cheapest way that you could do it. So this is just a piece of wire that I took out of the lights that were in my New Bright 2021 hard body that I put on my TRX4. I always save stuff like that because times like now you're gonna use them. This is another set of lights out of a bumper from one of my other SCX24s. We're gonna use those. I went ahead off screen, took off the interior and the back tire so that we can get in easier to the tail lights. We are going to hot glue the tail lights in place just because I have a hot glue gun. We're going to use a little bit of shrink wrap because I have that, and we are going to, solder these wires up. Now, if you don't have a soldering iron and shrink tape or shrink tube, well, you can redneck wire it. You can twist them together, put some black tape on it. I've done it. We've probably all done it in the past, but I am going to solder all my connections up. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is split these into two different sides, a right side and a left side. And we are going to utilize these plugs to plug into our ESC controller. All right, so the first set of LEDs, the one LED I cut off just as close to the plug as I could get it. The other one I left some leads sticking out of the plug so we can solder some things onto here. I'll repeat that also with this one. Alright guys, so I got one half of this wiring done. We wired from the front turn signal light. We came up here, we split it off and went to the rear turn signal light, and that's where I ran into a little issue. The first time I did that, I just hot glued the LED right into place, and what we had was this whole back corner was lighting up. So it was too bright. So what I decided that I needed some kind of a light bucket, and I made my own because, well, I just didn't have anything here. So what I did is these were actually electrical plugs that came on the New Bright toy grade light wiring harness, and I cut it in half with my little saw, and in the middle there was a little piece of plastic separating the two sides or the two plugs, and I just trimmed that out with my razor knife, painted it black, and then I put heat shrink around the LED and just cut the end off to limit how much light is actually coming out of this. And then what I found I needed to do was actually wire it up, have the lights on, and get my placement right so that the light was only coming from the tail light and not from anywhere else. I just didn't like the back corner lighting up. I just wanted the light to light up. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. Sometimes you got to MacGyver some stuff. So I'm getting ready now. I will go ahead and wire the other side in, and we'll slap this thing back together and I'll show you how it works. All right, so I got this guy wired up. This side's tied together, this side's tied together, and those two are plugged into CLR3 and L2 and the headlights. But what we have to do to make these functions work with the radio, we have 3 plugs, as you probably are aware. The bottom one is ground, middle one is positive, top one is signal. So in this ESC, the signal is a controlled ground, and that's what ties into our channel 3, channel 4, and steering with these 3. So we have to switch our headlights to where the ground is on top, CLR2 or CLL2, ground's on top, CLR3, ground's on top, and this way we can control, and we're just turning our grounds on and off to make these functions happen with the steering wheel, with the 3rd channel and the 4th channel. So basically that's how it works. Again, I don't know why Axial didn't utilize this. It's built into the ESC receiver combination, and you know, it's typically not something I mess with is lights too much. I'm really not a light guy, but every build I do has to be slightly different from the one before in some way, shape, or form. And that was just kind of the natural progression of this build, because you know, the V2 electronics have this function built in, this feature is built in, so why wouldn't we use it? So there you have it, guys. Until next time, old Uncle Lee, bullgearrc video, saying I'll see ya.